Hey everybody, it's Father Corrigan once again. This is Pentecost weekend, May 30th and 31st. This weekend, once more, we're going to have two videos. Hopefully they'll be short. The first of them relates to practical matters, and the second will relate to the scriptures and the season, since as we know, Pentecost is one of the most important feasts of the church year. So this is the video regarding practicalities, nuts and bolts, logistics, whatever you'd like to say. It's important that we communicate on this because we do know that most of the parishes within the Diocese of Cleveland are opening for some limited form of a Eucharistic liturgy this weekend. As you know, we are delaying a little bit out of concerns for safety. And also, as we watch the numbers being reported from the state of Ohio this past week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there were no indications of reductions in the cases and the hospitalizations and the ICU admissions. So we're being very, very, very careful. Just want to remind everyone that our diocese has provided excellent leadership in this regard. And while our leadership has given permission for parishes to open in a very cautious manner, it is not a requirement that they do so immediately. So we are waiting just a little bit longer to make sure that it is absolutely safe, or as safe as reasonably can be expected. I do want to acknowledge I did get an email from one parish household that is disappointed about this, and they really do think that we should be starting right away. And I acknowledge that single comment, and I do appreciate it. Uh, I've also heard comments that people appreciate the safety and the patience as well. So thank you for the emails that you have been sending me. I do appreciate them. So what do I have to say on this subject today? Um, First of all, we are not going to open for public worship this weekend, May 30th and 31st, or next weekend, which would be June 7th and 8th. We're going to be watching the numbers reported by the state of Ohio very carefully. You can find these on the state of Ohio Department of Health website. And we're looking for clear-cut evidence of a leveling or a reduction of these important factors, the key factors. And so what we'll do this coming Friday, June 6th, is we'll make a decision on what we're going to do on the weekend of the 13th and 14th. And if we see relatively level curves in the coming week, we will have a very cautious reopening of public worship on Saturday, June 13th. That would be a 5 p.m. Mass. Um, it would be very small. However, I'm insistent that it must be more than simply a priest, because when you think about it, the liturgy of the Eucharist is dialogical. It requires a community. As we know very well, the Eucharist is the prayer of Jesus Christ directed to the Father, in which we are all invited to share. And it's certainly, most certainly, not the prayer of the priest alone, which is sort of observed or witnessed by the congregation. It is the prayer of all the people gathered together. That's the very definition of the word liturgy, the work of the people gathered together. So however we do this, we must have a representation of our entire parish community. Um, Dr. Fauci said some very important things in the past week about the return to worship, and I think we need to take his advice very carefully. Dr. Atkin just signed an order extending the social distancing and so forth throughout the month of June. So I think we have to assume that these experts know what they are talking about. So nothing scheduled this weekend or next. Looking at the numbers next Friday at 2 p.m., seeing if they're level enough, and if so, we will announce next Saturday a very slow return to public liturgy. We are working very hard to get streaming established from the church, and by that I mean a very high quality, methodology, and it's not going fast. For example, I told you last week that Karen was in and she and I had arranged with our ISP to provide us a modem for a faster upload speed to accommodate high quality streaming. We hadn't heard back, and we called them just yesterday and we were told, oh, we never have had your order. You didn't order anything. So yesterday with the ISP, we had to start all over again. And as many of you have experienced, that required about an hour on the phone, most of that waiting to be shunted from one representative to the other. So it's a little frustrating. I really don't want to start public liturgy unless everybody has an opportunity to participate, either truly or virtually. I wish I could promise that by the 13th, and we are trying very hard to do that. Then the final thing that I'll be doing this week is working on our own parish guidelines for the return to public worship. I'm studying very carefully what many other parishes are providing for their people. Some of them are very lengthy and complicated. I want to come up with a guideline for our parish that's pretty easy to digest, and that's going to be coming up prior to the time when we open up the doors. So this is the end of the video for our practicalities. So nothing on the schedule this weekend or next weekend. This coming Friday, we look carefully at the numbers, make a decision for the 13th, and we will let you know what that's going to be next weekend. So please keep those emails coming. I really do appreciate it. And when we do come together for our sign of peace, we will be using American Sign Language. So I'm going to sign off right now, giving one more demonstration as to how that works. May the peace of Christ be with you. And the response is, and also with you. See you later. I hope you all watch the second video that's on its way. Bye.